Hey everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, back to you with another Stars on Spotlight. And I've got a very, very interesting star today. You'll be pretty amazed. Guys, if you want to have your 15 minutes of fame, why not come on Stars on Spotlight? Think about it. A TV commercial would set you back about $30,000, and then people will probably go and make a cup of coffee while your commercial's on. Or 10 radio spots going to set you back, depending on your city, between $3,000 and $5,000. You can come on Stars on Spotlight and totally free, we'll put you across, we'll interview you, talk all about you for 15 odd minutes, and then we'll put you across 14 different channels throughout the world and make you more famous than what you already are. And you may even pick up a few new clients. Does that sound like an awesome deal? Reach out. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. We've done hundreds of these and some very interesting guests from all over the world. So grab a cup of coffee and have a look at some of them. They're awesome, and you'll learn a few things. Believe me, you will. Today, I've got an awesome guest all the way from the United States in the evening time over there, and her name is Regina Andler. And Regina is an AI-empowered business specialist. Now, AI is so important these days, guys. If you're not into AI, you better get in there. You'll be left in the horse and buggy days. Name of the company is Autumn Ascent Consulting. Her business, of course, is consulting. She's done this for over 20 years. And with this particular company, she's been doing this for 4 years. Brief description, Autumn Ascent Consulting helps entrepreneurs differentiate themselves and attract more clients using our proprietary, the unicorn factor methodology. And we have a variety of service options to fill all levels of entrepreneurs, from startups to expert. Guys, you don't know what you don't know. So if you think you're an expert, you never stop learning. And while we're at Full Service Consulting Agency, our specialty areas is helping entrepreneurs create unique and engaging content that attracts new clients. And don't you all need new clients, guys? You know, like a tree, if you're not growing, you're dying. So key achievements or projects: recently certified in AI prompting, latest book release, The Unicorn Factor, demystifying marketing content to set you apart from the crowd, right? So be different, guys. I've got a quick one for you guys. Who's number one in the world for hamburgers? Anyone know? You do. McDonald's. And what are they known for? Crappy hamburgers. You can make a better hamburger than what they can. Why they're number one? Great marketing. So if you want to learn more about marketing, reach out to Regina. You never know how far you can go until you try. Just keep on moving forward. Interesting fact, at 61 years young, she's an avid obstacle course racer. So imagine that, guys. You know, running around at 61, going over all those obstacles, just like like the army. Imagine, half your people wouldn't even qualify if you went on this course. It's my great pleasure to welcome today Regina. How are you, Regina?
I am awesome, Jeff. Thanks for that
Fantastic.
intro.
No trouble. Send my bottle of scotch later. No, I'm kidding. Okay, let's get this show underway. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your current career path. Take us back all those years.
Oh, wow. If you want to go way back, I started in corporate world years and years ago as a computer programmer. So, we were talking about our ages and stuff earlier. And, when it comes to that age, and I say COBOL programming on a
Wow.
IBM mainframe, people go, wow, you're old. And
What about being around before TV and before mobile phones?
hey, it was before the cell phones that we have today, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And that was actually where I started. I started in the tech world and I worked my way up through corporate world into management and all that kind of fun stuff, which I don't recommend for anybody at this point. Corporate world. I left corporate world in 2000.
Yeah.
And I actually left corporate world because of something that was going on in my personal life. My parents were getting older, my dad had gotten sick, and I had quit so that I could take care of them. And then they
Yes.
were doing better. So I went back to work and I worked for a brief time. And then in 2002, I quit for good and I started my first business, which was actually a computer repair business.
Awesome.
Now,
Awesome.
during that computer repair business, a funny thing happened. When I first started my business, I had no clue how to start a business. I knew nothing. I have an MBA from college and that kind of thing. That doesn't teach you anything about how to be an entrepreneur,
Like being a parent,
honestly.
isn't it? You don't know what you don't know.
Exactly. So being the type of person I am, I'm also an avid learner. So what I did before I kicked off the business is I went to every course I could get my hands on. In the States here, we have the Small Business Administration, and they have free courses on starting a business. So I literally went to every course they offered and took everything so that I could learn everything that there was to know about starting a business, which really helped me get started in that first computer business.
Mhm.
And I started the business, and I'm here fixing computers, and most of my customers are home-based people, and I started working with small businesses. And a weird phenomena started happening because I would be in fixing a business computer at one of my clients, and they're small businesses. And so you overhear things that are going on in the office place. And I'd hear them talking about struggles that they were having. Maybe they're having problems, with something with business, with finances, with QuickBooks, or something that had to do with something going on. And I just thought, hmm, I could help them with that. And one day, one of my clients that I had, that I was a client I saw all the time regularly, I said, can I make a suggestion? And so I suggested some things to them about what their business problem was going on. And poof, I became a business consultant kind of on the spot.
Awesome. Yeah, a lot of it's only common sense. You and I both know that. A lot of it's common sense, which people sadly don't have anymore, right? They're more,
And that's extremely true. That is so true. And I mean, there was that and the technical pieces to it. And so they didn't know how to do different things, put them together. And uh, I had this unique ability to be able to take that business side of things, mix it with the tech side of things, and make everything make sense.
yeah.
And so I started chatting with other customers. And so my first company was called Computing Made Simple.
Oh, nice. I like
And
that.
it was all about the computers.
Yep.
And so I started up this side business called Remington Technology.
Yep.
And that became the first business consulting business. And
Yep.
I didn't really promote Remington Technology. I just kind of started falling into it because customers would
Mhm.
ask me stuff. And then all of a sudden I had like a handful of customers I was just doing business consulting with. And then it just happened to be if their computer broke, I fixed it.
Really, I like
So
it.
that was how I fell into it. And then, I was doing this for many, many years, and then stayed in the tech world until, we get older. And as you know, the tech world, it changes
All the time.
like every second. There's something
Yeah,
new happening.
absolutely.
Yeah, I was Microsoft certified in the past. I was network certified. I had all of this stuff, and you keep re-upping your certifications and all this kind of thing. And I said, you know what? I am so tired of
Yeah.
learning all kinds of new tech stuff like this.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
I didn't want to do it anymore.
It's time for
And I
action.
said,
Action
yeah,
gets
I said,
traction.
exactly. So I said, well, what else do you do really well? And it was like, well, you know what? You're a really good business consultant. So why don't you just go do that?
I love it.
And so here I
Tell me,
am.
what's been the most challenging aspect of your work and how have you overcome that?
Most challenging aspect for me and for most people is that initial getting out there and finding clients.
Yeah, true.
And
True.
you know what? It's so funny because I hear so many, so-called gurus that are out there, and they talk about, oh, we're going to get you all these clients. I talk about differentiate yourself to get more clients.
Yes.
It's a skill, and a lot of people will say they're going to get you more clients, and
Haven't
they
got a
want you
clue.
to do things their way, and they really don't know how to do it because getting clients for me is one thing, getting clients for you is something completely different.
That's
And that
right.
was one thing, that was a piece in the industry that I saw was missing.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to do it the same way, and it doesn't work that way because, I can say, well, gee, Jeff, you know what? Let me get you some more clients for your business. But if I really don't understand your business, it
Sure.
doesn't matter if you follow a proven system or anything like that. You're not going to get clients unless you do it your way.
No,
And that was
you got to adapt. You got to adapt.
yeah.
Everyone, as you said, like a unicorn. Everyone's unique, so you have to adapt.
And that was what happened. So I was having my own challenges to start off, and I came to that realization because what did I do? I mean, when I first started doing it, I went and sought out coaches and consultants to say, "Hey, help me
Mentors, yep.
attract more clients." And that's what they did. They had me start following all of their cookie cutter processes, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working until
Sure.
I stopped listening to them go, and I went, "Okay, you know what? in theory, they have some good ideas.
Yeah, let's use some
Now
common
I'm gonna
sense to them. Yep.
and now I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna apply it to my business.
Yes.
All of a sudden, it started working.
Yeah. I call the journey. I call it like this is my idea of the journey. The suspect, the prospect, the client, the friend, and the raving advocate. Because your clients become your friends because you're sharing the journey together. If you care and they care, you got a winning combination, guys. And that's how it goes, guys. And not everyone's a perfect prospect. You've got to be able to walk away from people that you know you're not going to be able to help, right? Tell us an important part or a moment in your career that changed the direction in which you're going. And it sounds like in your case, it was your parents not being well, and you're probably getting a bit fed up with what you were doing.
So one of the reasons that I sold my first company was my dad had passed away.
Right.
And he was my mom's full-time caretaker. And so
Wow.
when he passed away,
Wow.
my mom came to live with my husband and I here in New Hampshire.
Yep.
And when that happened, I was trying to juggle the business and
And your
take
mum.
care of her full time at the same time, which wasn't really working. So I ended up selling Computing Made Simple.
Right.
And then I spent 6 years basically being a caretaker. And then
Uh-huh.
was like, what am I going to do now? So I started another computer consulting, a tech consulting
Sure.
business. And I was doing that for a little bit. And that was when I came to the realization, I was like, you know what? I don't want to keep learning this new stuff. So
Yeah,
it's like every
I
time
get
I
it.
turn around, it wasn't interesting to me anymore. It was
No.
it was just
Yeah, you
changing
lose
so
you lose you lose your
fast.
passion at some stage.
Yeah, that was exactly what happened. And I said, I want to go do something else. And I really, really loved helping other people
No, you're a people
succeed in their
person, that's for
businesses.
sure.
Yeah. And so I said, well, why don't you just go do that? And so literally it was my mom passed away
Mhm.
and I started this other consulting business, the tech consulting business. And it didn't take me long. I mean, it wasn't even a year, I think, before I was like, what are you doing? Why did you go back into this tech business thing for? You know you don't like it here. Why don't you go do what you like to do, which is the business consulting? And
Yes.
so that was where it was born.
And people need it, particularly women who have got lack of confidence. They've got divorced, they've been through menopause, they've got divorced. They're at the crossroads a lot of the time. That's where someone like you can be very handy and give them that confidence. That's all. Sometimes all they need is a little bit of a push and a bit of guidance, and they're away. There's some brilliant women out there and men, of course, but there's some brilliant people out there. Just need a bit of help.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I call this my retirement business because people were like,
Me
"Oh,
too.
you're getting older. What are you going to do?" And I said, "Well, this is what I love to do most." I said,
That's
"This
right.
is my
I'm
retirement
77. I'm going to
business."
do this forever.
Yeah, I'm going to do this for as long as I can, as long as I'm able to. I'm going to keep doing this.
I've booked the Sydney Opera House for when I'm 100. I'm going to go and give a lecture on how to make money in business when I'm 100, guys. Make sure you come.
I
Okay.
love it. I'll be there.
In your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that you believe have contributed to your success?
Ah, skills. Well, one of the things that I didn't realize that I did,
Hmm.
however, my clients tell me all the time, is apparently I have this innate ability to take really complex things
Make them
and make
simple.
them super simple to understand.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things my clients love me for. And I didn't realize I was doing it until I had multiple people tell me that. I was like, wow, I really do that. Because you know how stuff comes
Comes
naturally?
natural. Yeah, that's right. You are a natural. You're a people person. That's what helps.
Yeah, you don't think twice about what you're doing and it just comes naturally. So apparently my ability to take complex things and make them simple is one of my biggest skills.
Yeah. The other thing too, I can see your ability to know when to pivot. That's where it's important, guys. Sometimes you got to pivot. I put my hand up, guys. I've had five multi-million-dollar businesses in my lifetime, and I tell you now, and sad to say, every one of them I stayed too long. Every one of them. I got to the stage like Regina. I was getting fed up. I was getting sick of them. I was doing it. I was doing it for the money. It was repetitive, and I was doing it for the money. I was doing it for the wrong reason. This one, I do it because I love it. It's a passion. The money just flows because I'm getting to do what I love. It's
Isn't that
fantastic.
amazing how that works?
Yeah,
It's like you start doing what you love and the money just comes.
absolutely. It's it. It's
It's
just
not work.
yeah. It's just you and I both know how much fun it can be. If you're in the right industry, guys, it's just so much fun doing what you love, right? Imagine if
Mhm.
you're a fisherman and you start taking people out every day on fishing tours. Wouldn't that be the dream job if you love fishing, right? It's something you can do for the rest of your life. How do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field, Regina? What's the secret?
Well, from an innovation standpoint, I am a constant learner. So
Good.
right now, I love AI. I once a geek, always a geek. So I came from this tech background. So when AI really started, coming up, I was like, "Ooh, what's this AI stuff? This sounds really super cool. I want to check this out." And so now, one of the things that I'm doing right now is I'm working on multiple different AI certifications. And it's not to get the certification, it's to get the education so that
Yes.
I know what I'm doing with it. So the certification is just a piece of paper that comes with it that says, "Yep, you finished this course."
Yes.
For me, it's a how much more can I learn so that then I can pay it forward for my
Yeah,
clientele.
I love the fact that you take action. I see some lovely women out there who I know personally through this show and other reasons. And what they do, they keep learning and they don't do anything. They just keep learning. And I think, what are you doing? You're having a social life. You're going off to all these bloody business meetings and rah, 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 and meeting and shaking hands with everybody, but you're not making any money. You're not taking action. So guys,
What's the
be like
point if you
Regina.
want, yeah, what's the point if you don't put it into use?
Yeah, it'll be like Regina. Learn, by all means, learn, because we've got to learn all the time, guys. You don't know what you don't know. However, put it into action. I mean, and you'll get better. Like everything, guys. Practice makes perfect. You couldn't use a yo-yo when you first started. Then you're walking the dog a day later. So, just put it into practice. Um, Tell us, can you discuss a recent project or achievement you're particularly proud of?
Well, this year I published my first solo book. I'm in
Hmm.
a few
Can you
different
can you
collaborative
can,
books.
can you show us that book?
I can. It is right here. It's called The Unicorn
Awesome.
Factor.
Hold it right there. Look at that, guys. What an awesome book. And if you know what a unicorn is, guys, you'll understand the book. It's an awesome book. Regina and I had a chat about it earlier. I'd recommend it, guys. It's on Amazon. Where else can they get it? Amazon and where else?
It's also on Ingram Spark.
Right, okay, lovely. And I'm assuming it's going to be an audio book at some stage.
A couple people have asked me about that, and now I'm trying to figure out who I want to, read my book. I don't know. You've got this really cool accent, Jeff, for me,
Don't,
from
don't,
the States.
don't hire
So I don't know.
me.
Maybe somebody like you want to read
I'll,
my
I'll
book?
put I'll put in too many F words. So you don't need me. You want someone like Morgan Freeman with that really cool voice. Yeah, or hey, I'm sure there's an AI guy out there who can do this for you. You know that.
Yes, I'm sure I could get AI to translate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And they got some beautiful voices. Um, all right. What advice would you give someone aspiring to follow in your footsteps? A younger version of you. What would you advise them to do?
Well, it's funny you say that because when I teach my clients, we talk about who's your ideal client avatar. And I said, basically, your ideal client avatar is you before you became who you are now
Yeah,
for most
right.
people. And so those people who are just starting out, maybe starting their business, the biggest piece of advice I can say is invest in a coach, consultant person. Invest in
Absolutely.
a
Mentor,
mentor.
mentor. Yeah, absolutely.
Invest in a mentor.
Invest in
Yes.
yourselves, guys. Think about it, guys. You spend 100,000 in the old days and buy a house. The biggest investment you can make is you, because you can make millions if you want to. You can make millions, right? You're the world's best investment, and don't be frightened to invest in yourself, guys. Do some research, get the right mentor, and then you might need more than one. They got different skill sets, guys. You might outgrow that mentor. You might be better than them. I hired, guys. True story. I hired 4 mentors when I was 40. I was flying, and I thought, hang on, all these top sports people have got a coach. And I couldn't understand it for a while. I thought, I get it. They want to be a little bit better. So I want to be better too. So I hired 4 coaches, guys. True story. 3 of them within a month, they were paying me. They had no idea. So I knew more than what they knew. So they were paying me. The fourth one had a horrible bedside manner, but a good guy, good coach, and I paid him over $20,000. And the only thing I remember, and it's worth every penny, guys, you don't know what you don't know. That's what I learned from
That,
that guy. That came out of his
that
mouth. Because every time I'd open
exactly.
my mouth, he'd say to me, "You don't know what you don't know."
And,
It
and,
stuck
and
with
that's
me.
okay. It's
Yeah,
okay not to know. People
yeah,
get worried because they're like, but I don't know that. That's okay.
yeah. Learn it.
You look that we don't know everything, and that's okay. I
That's
mean,
right.
right now I have 3 coaches. I have a general business
Wow,
consultant that I work
wow.
with. I have a specific consultant because one of my goals for 2025 is to be on over 100 podcasts in
Fantastic.
2025. And so I have a podcast coach who I'm working with. And then I also have my AI coaches that are working on the AI
Wow.
certification. So
Yep.
I have three coaches right now.
And by the way, are you familiar with, if you're not, I'll put you onto him. Are you familiar with Jonathan Mast?
Mm-mm. No.
All right, write that name down, guys. Anyone out there, Jonathan Mast is a worldwide authority on AI. I met Jonathan when he had a small Facebook group of about 1,000 members. He now has 255,000 members in his group, and it grows at 1,000 members per day. And what's unique about it, you go and ask someone in there an AI question, and you won't get crap. You'll get 10 to 15 helpful people reach out and tell you how to do what you're trying to do. So what an awesome group it is, guys. It's like an encyclopedia for AI. And the man's name again is Jonathan Mast. So I recommend Jonathan thoroughly. He's a lovely guy.
I'm
Um,
writing it down too.
yeah, you'll love it. It'll be better than my butterfly analogy. He's a top guy. Um, Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future?
Well, my goals and aspirations are to help as many coaches and consultants as I can
Yeah,
create and build
lovely.
their successful businesses. That
Yeah,
that that
lovely.
is my goal. This is my retirement business. It's a pay it forward. It's kind of, I don't have kids.
Yeah,
And for me, I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to leave for a legacy? Well, my legacy is the ripple effect. Help as many people as I can so they in turn can continue to help other people in turn.
Regina, you're the new 40, Regina. You're full of beans, right? Tell our listeners and people watching this, what's the best way to reach out to you and have a cup of coffee and get some advice from you and see whether you're a good fit?
Well, they could visit my website. My website is autumnascent.com.
Hmm.
So they can visit me there. And I'm also out on Facebook. And, I tell people just hook up with me on Facebook on my personal profile.
Yep,
I share pretty
lovely.
much everything out there. And I'm really super easy to find because uh, when I first started using Facebook, I decided that I wanted everybody, all my friends from when I was young and when I was older, to find me. So all of my names are there. It's Regina Patty Hayes Andler. I am the only one in existence. You
Right.
cannot confuse me with anybody else.
No, it sounds awesome. Before we wrap it up, tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people don't know.
Well, you actually mentioned it earlier. I'm an avid obstacle course racer, and what that means is that I like climbing up ropes and climbing over walls and climbing under or
Unbelievable.
crawling under stuff like barbed wire and that kind of fun stuff, and
Yeah.
hanging off of rings, and I do Spartan races. We're throwing spears towards targets and all kinds of stuff like that,
And
jumping over
guys, at
fire.
61, so what's your excuse, guys? At 61, Regina's out there doing that. She's having a go, right, guys? So, it never stops, guys. Think about it. If you eat well and live a good life, you might live to 100. So she's only just over the halfway mark. She's got a whole life ahead of her yet. So, like me, that's why I'm still working, guys. Most of my family do go to the 100, right? So at 77, I got to keep working. I got to keep paying the bills, you know. But I enjoyed along the way, guys. You're not put on this earth just to work. Work hard. When you work hard, work responsibly, and then play hard, like Regina does. Get out there and learn stuff, guys. Have some fun. It's all about having fun. Thank you for being on the show today, Regina. You've been an awesome guest, one of our superstars in recent times, and it's lovely having you on here.
Thank you
So
so much for having me. I appreciate it.
no trouble. But guys, if you want to be on Stars on Spotlight, like I said earlier, please feel free to reach out and don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and meet some more awesome guests just like Regina. Thank you very much, everybody.